Welcome back. Today we're making this delicious chocolate chip banana layer cake. It is seriously so good and the banana cake layers are super moist. We're going to start off by making 3 8-inch cake layers, and I've folded in some mini chocolate chips just to add a little bit of texture. Once our cake layers are fully baked and cooled, I like to tort them with just a serrated knife, which really just means you're cutting them in half to make 6 thin cake layers. This is totally optional, but I really think it gives the cake an optimal frosting to cake ratio, and I just love the way cakes taste when they're layered like this. With that in mind, I am adding a slightly thinner layer of frosting than I normally do just because the cake layers are thinner as well and you don't need quite as much frosting. So I'm spreading a thin layer and repeating this for each cake layer. If you wanted to, you could also sprinkle some mini chocolate chips on top of the frosting, but I figured there's enough in the batter and in the cake layers that you'll still get that little bite of chocolate. This buttercream is seriously so delicious. It is an entire cup of cocoa powder and melted chocolate in it, so it is super chocolatey, super fudgy, and just so delicious. Once all of my cake layers were stacked, I'm going to crumb coat my cake, which really just means we're covering the cake in a thin layer of frosting that's going to trap in any potentially rogue crumbs. So once I've covered the cake layers, I'm smoothing the sides with the bench scraper and just cleaning up those top edges. After chilling the cake in the freezer for about 10 minutes until my crumb coat was firm to the touch, I'm adding on my second thicker layer of chocolate buttercream here, and your goal is just to get your sides relatively smooth. This takes a lot of practice and time, so if you haven't quite mastered it yet, feel free to click the link in the upper right corner for my tutorial on how to frost a cake with smooth sides. To decorate this cake, I'm swiping some chocolate ganache in kind of a diagonal pattern, and I chilled the cake one more time before adding on our ganache. This is just my go-to ganache drip recipe actually, but I've let it cool pretty much to room temperature so it's thicker and easier to spread onto our cake. Once I was happy with the way it looked, I decided to decorate the top of the cake with some fresh banana slices, some more mini chocolate chips, and a little drizzle of our chocolate ganache. This is totally optional. If you're making this cake in advance, you definitely want to wait to add the banana slices, or you can use banana chips to decorate the top. So now it's time for the best part, you guys, to cut in and show you those delicious banana cake layers. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. The recipe is up on Chelsweets.com if you want to make it. And until next time, happy baking.